President.
So with me after the time of vaccination, and the COVID, we are vaccinated at 17:27, and we started stop now.
Kankana. Bisa.
Shagari kawo.
Thank you so much.
President. Erinnya naatera ddi kujjako ate oli mu kubeera anti kamera eyingiramu. Omuyeka waliyo owokubita.
Have kicked off the vaccination for Ebola that broke out in the country last week. This exercise is involving one vaccine which we have started with, and we are targeting people who are high risk. Those are people who have gotten in contact with the cases that we have confirmed in the country. The vaccine is being given under a clinical trial using a trial vaccine, and the participants the contacts, they have to consent to participate. We invite them to understand the information in the vaccine, and when they voluntarily accept to participate, they sign a document and we include them in the study. I think for now that's what I can say. The trial, it will depend on how long we'll be recruiting, but we continue to recruit contacts as the cases emerge. Whether there is something else. Yeah. Trying is codenamed RVSV. It is still a trial vaccine, so it does not have a proper name as our codes stand. Actually, to put it again more, we even give it another code. It is a V921 vaccine. So it is still under code, doesn't have a name. But it is targeting, maybe that's what I need to mention, targeting the current type of Ebola that has broken out in the country specifically. This vaccine has been developed by the International AIDS Vaccine Initiative because there is another area developer, but has been provided to us by IAVI. I think we can leave it at that. 2,460 doses of the vaccine. Each person gets one dose. It's a single dose vaccine. Yeah.
Okay. The last time we had Ebola in the country, there was also another.
In Mubende. The last time was Mubende.
The last time was in Mubende. But when it was in Kasese, it was a vaccine that was tried. I mean, up to now, that vaccine hasn't passed the test, but we're still having a trial.
There are several types, let me call them types, or tribes of Ebola. The Ebola called Zaire has a vaccine which is licensed. But the type of Ebola we have here today, Ebola Sudan, up to now, does not have a vaccine which is licensed, which can be used during an outbreak situation. We have a vaccine, actually, in the country, the J&J vaccine, which has Ebola Zaire and a bit of Sudan, but its construct is not suitable for an outbreak response. It is suitable for a preventive response. Actually, after the 2022 outbreak, we rolled out that vaccine. Director will talk about it, and we have been giving frontline health workers in anticipation of things like this. Its immunity peaks to protect you very well around 2.5 months Of course, you can imagine if you're already high risk like these people, the risk is condensed in 21 days. So, however, we have that vaccine available in the country. 8 days. This vaccine, if it works very fast. Yeah? And that's what we want to evaluate. Within 7 to 9 days, the immunity peaks, and you can imagine that could be useful to these high-risk people. So 28 days is the maximum follow-up. However, we'll follow up the trial participants, that is in other trials, for longer periods of time. Because this is the pathogen is not known well in terms of vaccine, the actual sample size has not been calculated because we don't have data on the power. However, we think, anyway, let me not think. We will enroll and keep checking what we call power until when we have enough data to determine how many people will be involved in the trial.
Through IAVI and collaborators for having given us a vaccine that we can try on high-risk contact people. Once the outbreak has been established, there is no vaccine for this particular strain, the Sudan strain. Whereas in West Africa 10 years ago there was an outbreak and a vaccine was developed for the particular one that we are experiencing in Uganda currently. There's no vaccine. So we are using the opportunity as a measure of having enough evidence that the vaccine will be effective in future, and we want to thank those who have volunteered. It's not for the general public to come and get a vaccine. It is for only those who will be selected who have been in touch or contact or we think may have been in an environment where they have been predisposed to having picked Ebola. So we are using this opportunity to give them some protection, and as we also understand. So we want to thank all the people who are going to participate and not to use their message appropriately to sensitize the people that we have an opportunity to stop Ebola. Ebola is a very deadly disease. We know there are 3 strains of Ebola. There is Zaire, there is Sudan, but we also have one which was first found in Uganda called Bundibujo. So this is our 8th outbreak as a country, and we are using this opportunity to have tools, countermeasures other than just treatment and observing and treatment, so we can have a method. So the question you asked about other vaccines we've been receiving when there is no outbreak, that has been ongoing for the last 2 years, and some people in the community and the health workers have already been protected with that vaccine. It's not an emergency kind of approach which we are doing here. And we are very sure and safety, and this is an investigational product. It's not yet licensed, so we are using this to affirm as a government that it's done properly by the same scientists who have been working with us in treating Ebola anyway. So we are going to be releasing status of the outbreak in a format where we're not trying to do the vaccination. So this evening the minister will meet and give a press release of the detailed that we need to share with the people. At this moment we want to call upon the people who are coming to get the utility of the vaccine so that we don't mix up the message.
Really commend the government of Uganda and its leadership for having been able to facilitate the work that has gone on to be able to launch this vaccine trial. And I would really like to commend the research institutions involved, the international partners who have been involved, for us to be in record time witnessing this vaccination trial start. And I would just like to take this opportunity to indicate that this is only one of the tools that is used in the Ebola outbreak now, but the World Health Organization is embedded in different aspects of fighting this outbreak, and we have been with the Ministry of Health that has been in the lead, in whom we have great confidence that they are able to have a robust response to this outbreak. It being the 8th, there is a lot of confidence in what can be done, but we also call upon partners that we need the support to the government of Uganda for the work that is being done here. Thank you.
Honour to return to Uganda. I've been here many times. In fact, those of you who remember 2000 and the outbreak in Gulu of the same virus, I think I spent 7 or 8 months on the ground in Gulu. So I know how capable Uganda is of dealing with these types of viruses. You've taught the world in many ways how to do this work. It's a special day today, particularly because this is the first deployment of this vaccine for evaluation. This has been done in incredible time, and I'd like to really thank Daniel behind me, and Bruce particularly, and the Makerere University Lung Institute and the Uganda Virus Research Institute. We have lots of global partners who've been working on this disease and other diseases, other dangerous pathogens over the last number of years. And in Uganda here, a lot of preparation has gone in. The principal investigators for this evaluation are Ugandan. The institutes leading are Ugandan, but they're collaborating with many institutions on a global level, and we'd like to thank them here today as well. The IAVI, as previously mentioned by Bruce, but we also have partners like the Health Emergency Response Authority of the European Union, the Canadian Government and Research Institute there. We have the African Centre for Disease Control. So many different partners supporting this process. It has been done in amazing time. It's incredible. It is a world record, but I'd like to, just like Daniel and Bruce have said, to reassure you that this has been done with the highest possible standards. The reason this can be done so quickly is because the Ugandan government, Makerere University, UVRI have put a tremendous amount of time into planning for this eventuality and predicting that if this occurred, they would be ready. And I can tell you, they were ready, and now we're advancing. This is a real opportunity to demonstrate how effective vaccine. I spent many months also in Congo looking at the effectiveness of the Ebola Zaire vaccine, and we showed that vaccine was very safe, very effective, and helped us end the outbreak. We hope that this vaccine will help here too in ending the outbreak, and we hope that the data and the information, the knowledge that generated from this will generate a solution for the world. So we should celebrate Uganda today. We should celebrate Ugandan science. We should celebrate Ugandan leadership in the world as you forge a path for the future of knowledge and health protection for peoples all around the world. I come here with humility, with gratitude, and with solidarity. And as our WR has said, our country representative, we need the world to respond to the excellence being demonstrated here in Uganda, to come and support Uganda in their efforts, and to ensure that Uganda receives everything it needs to end this epidemic. And it was fantastic to see the first person vaccinated here this afternoon. So the Minister of Health, all of the Ugandan authorities and scientific institutions for the wonderful work that has been started here today. But as Kasande said, it's just one part of Ebola control, of controlling the Sudan virus disease, and we need the population and the communities to work with the government, to work with us to end this disease. So thank you very much.